Hello friends, today I am going to discuss about channel of distribution. As I have said in my previous video that in next video I will going to discuss about channel of distribution. It plays a very important role if we talk about the marketing as a subject form of thing. So first of all we will learn what is the definitions of channel of distribution. So according to Philip Kotler defines the channel of distribution because he is the father of marketing, so his each and every definition should be taken into consideration in the very heavy. It's a very important definition, we can take it. So he says a set of independent organizations involved in the process of making product or service available for the use or consumptions. Channel of distributions provide convenience to customer who can get various items at one store. So this is the definition which is given by Philip Kotler. Another definition which is given by according to McCarthy, he says any sequence of institutions from the producer to the consumer, including one or any number of middlemen, is called as channel of distribution. So this is the definition given by McCarthy. Next is according to W.J. Stanton. He has also given the definition for channel of distribution, which says a channel of distribution, sometimes also called a trade channel, for a product is a route taken by the title to the goods as they move from one producer to the ultimate consumers or industrial users. So in the meanwhile, we can say that channel of distribution is also called the marketing channel or the trade channel. Right? Channel of distribution, we can say it's called a marketing channel or a trade channel, are used to provide the consumers with a convenient means of obtaining the product and services which they desires. And channel of distribution refers to the various marketing institutions who are the middlemen and their interrelationships responsible for the physical and the title flow of goods and services from producers to the consumer. Okay. Thus, the route or path through which the goods move from the one place of production to the place of consumption. Yes, the path through which the goods move from place of production to the place of consumption is called the channel of distribution. मतलब कि place of production से लेकर place of consumption तक जितने भी mediators आते हैं वो सारे mediator को हम कहते हैं channel of distributions. Middlemen present in the channel of distributions are the business firms and individuals operating between the producers and the consumers or industrial purchaser. So this is the full glimpse of the channel of distribution. So from the above definition, we can state that the channel of distribution are the means employed by the manufacturers and the seller to get their product in the market and into the hands of consumer. Now I'm going to discuss about characteristics of channel of distribution. Now what are the characteristics of channel of distribution? First is it creates utility. Means channel of distribution creates three types of utility, that is time utility, place utility and position utility. Time utility is created when the channel of distribution makes the product and services available for sale when the consumer or the users wants to purchase them. Place utility is created by making the goods and services available at convenient location. Finally, the position utility is created when the channel of distribution facilitates passing of the title to the goods from the producer or middleman to the purchaser. Next comes it performs marketing functions. Channel decisions assumes importance in the view of the fact that the distribution channel performs several functions in the overall marketing system. First, it facilitates exchange process. Second, it enables the producer to adjust discrepancies in assortment via a process called sorting. A producer tends to maximize the quantity of a limited line of product while the buyer needs a minimum quality, a wide selection of alternatives. Sorting is the process that alleviates such discrepancies by adjusting the buyer's and the producer needs. Third, it standardizes exchange transaction. So each transaction is not negotiated separately. Rather, transactions are standardized in the terms of the product, grades, and varieties. And finally, it accelerates the search behavior for both buyers and the sellers because buyers are searching for a specific product and services to satisfy their wants while sellers are attempting to find what consumers want. Next is it affects other market decisions. It means Channel decisions is also important because the channel selected for the firm products has a bearing on the marketing decision. I repeat, channel decision is also important because the channel selected for the firm's product has a bearing on other marketing decision like pricing, promotion and distribution. Next is it entails the cost. The cost involved in the use of channel of distribution adds to the cost of the product and increase its prices. So any increase in the price is an additional burden on consumer. So it entails the cost also. At last, position value, as they make it possible for the consumers to obtain goods with ownership title. So it is a glimpse of position value also. Next is, what are the factors that affecting the choice of channel of distribution? Listen, every producer seeks to select an effective and efficient channel of distribution. The selected channel must also have the lowest cost and the maximum overall profit. It is also important to remember that there is no single channel of distribution that will always result in the optimum profit. The marketing manager should analyze the alternative channels in the light of consumer needs and other relevant factors to determine the most appropriate channel for the firm's product or services. So what are the various considerations in the selection of channel or distributions are going to be told by me under this section. First is market consideration. Under market consideration, the first point is consumer or industrial market. It means if the product is meant for the industrial user, there will be no need for retailers and consequently the channel will be short. The channel will be short, whereas the consumer good retailers will be necessary. Often products for both consumers and industrial users are sold through more than one channel. Second is size of market. If the size of market is large, the use of middlemen would be necessary, but if the market is small, the producer may be able to sell directly. Third is geographical concentrations of market. Means the direct sales are possible where the firm's potential market is concentrated. On the other hand, if the market is geographical spread, middlemen will be required in this channel. Next is order size. Producers are likely to use shorter, more direct channels in the cases where the retail customers or industrial buyers place relatively small numbers of large order. Retailers often employ buying officers to negotiate directly with manufacturers for large scale purchases. Wholesaler may be used to contact the small retailers. Next is customers' buying habits. It means the buying habits of ultimate consumers and industrial users, the desire for credit, the preferences for self-services, the liking for direct mail business, the willingness to purchase from door to door salespeople are significantly affect the channel policies also. Next is product consideration. Under this, the first is perishability. It means the perishable products such as farm produce and fruits and fashions products with short life cycles typically move through relatively short channels directly to the retailer or the ultimate consumer. On the other hand, manufacturers of non-perishable have wider choices in channel selection. Next is technical nature. Complex products such as custom-made installations or product equipment are typically sold by the producer to the buyers. Product requiring regular services or specialized repair services usually are not distributed through channel employing independent wholesaler. Rather, the manufacturer of such products attempt to sell them through their network or retail dealers, whose employees receive training for services and maintenance of the product. Next is unit value. The lower the unit value of the product, the longer the channel. Convenience goods and the industrial supplies with typically low unit prices are frequently marketed through relatively long channels. In contrast, the installations and more expensive industrial and the consumer goods employ shorter, more direct channels. Next is bulk and weight. A producer of a heavy bulky item, where freight is significant part of the total value, will use shorter channel so as to minimize the cost of transportation and physical handling. Relatively longer channel can be used for marketing lightweight products. Next is product line. The broader the product line, the shorter the channel. The manufacturer with a wide product line can go directly to the retailers, whereas he may have to employ wholesaler as well as retailer if he produces a single item. Next is company consideration. Under this, the first is financial resources. A financially strong company is less compelled to utilize middlemen in marketing of its product. It can employ its own sales force, whereas warehouses its own products and grants credit to retailers or consumers. On the other hand, a financially weak company must rely on middlemen for these services. Next is managerial resources. What has been said regarding the financial resources is equally true about managerial resources of the firm as well. A company having managerial experience and ability will not need the services of middlemen for marketing of its product. But a company lacking such ability and experience must often rely heavily on middlemen for marketing services. Next is age. An old established company may have its own marketing network for its product, whereas a new company or a company planning to introduce a new product or enter a new market may have rely on middlemen also. Next is size. The company that has been successful enough to become a large is almost certain to have shorter channel. It may employ its own sales force to reach directly to the consumers, but small companies are compelled to market their products through middlemen. Next is desire for control of channel. The manufacturer used for control over the channel also influences channel selection. Thus, if aggressive promotions is required at the retail level, the producer chooses the shortest available channel. For the new products, the producer may be forced to implement an introductory advertisement campaign before independent wholesaler will handle these items. And at last, services provided by producer. The quantity and the quality of marketing services provided by the producer to the middleman also influence the channel selection. Often, retailers and the other middlemen agree to push the producer product only if the latter undertakes to provide certain marketing services like advertisement, supply of spares, provisions for repairs, building in stores displays, sending the missionary salesman to call on retailers and consumers. Next is middleman consideration. First is service provided by the middleman. What middleman will be used by a producer for marketing his product depends on what services he expects middlemen to provide. Thus, where aggressive promotion is needed to introduce a new product in the market, the manufacturer will appoint his own agent, whereas the providing storage facility for an establishment product he may use the services of a wholesaler. Availability of desired middleman. The choice of channel also depends on whether desired middlemen are available. If not, the manufacturer will go for a different channel. Thus, instead of using traditional channel of wholesaler to retailers, wherein middlemen are also carrying the competitor's product, a manufacturer may decide to shift to house selling. Next is attitude of middleman. Many times, a manufacturer cannot use certain middlemen because they are not prepared to accept the marketing policies of the manufacturer. For example, middlemen may want manufacturer guarantees against a price reduction, long-term credit, exclusive dealership, regular supply of space, and etc. Next comes sale potential. Other factors remaining the same, a manufacturer will select a channel offering the greatest potential sales volume in the long run. However, not only that is very difficult to forecast sales volume likely to be generated by different channels. Some of the factors do not remain constant with increased sales potential of a channel. At last, its cost. Cost of a selected channel is also important. Expenses of using middlemen must be equated with functions performed by them, because a particular middleman may be costlier only because he provides so many additional services. Next is work of channel of distribution. Under this, the first is determinations of prices. So overall, producers having the full control on the prices, so it is not easy to get the value because there are lots of producers of the same product, so it is necessary to match their own product cost with other producers cost. They do not decide according to the manufacturing, so their fixed plus variable cost gets added, then is called total cost, is called break even point, because labor plus their services is also given, so they are also charged for from customers. So after sum up of all these things, he sees the production cost and decide the price of the product. Next is decision conversion into rules. The decision which is taken to send the goods to the customers, that decisions will only become the rules. Simple. Next is managing the funds. Retailer takes the goods from wholesaler by not paying the full amount. They says after selling only full payment will be done. So every channel members, wholesalers, retailers, producer, etc. does the same thing. Next is performing advertisement work. Producers do productions and does advertisement, but in India, lots of languages are spoken. So producers never do a centralized advertisement. So they give freedom to the wholesaler to do advertisement in their respective locality area in their respective language. Next is to decrease the quantity of mediator. In the developed country, no decrement is done. But in the developing country like India, they do decrease in the quantity of mediator because all buyers have no similar needs regarding the column, regarding the color, regarding the design, shape. So if any goods is sold at less profit, so producer do less production of that goods. And at last it's to feed or help the customers. In the channel of distributions, all the process which are done are for the consumers to serve more and more consumers. It is very important work in the new marketing concept. Next is distributions method. Under this, the first is direct selling method. The method where producers do production as well as make availability of goods to the consumers also by establishing some shops in different cities. The person who works at shops are not owner, rather they are salaried persons. Next is indirect selling methods. It means the method in which the producers do productions and mediators, means retailer plus wholesaler, used to send the goods to the customers. They provide quantity of goods to the retailer and wholesalers as per their demand and get it delivered to the customers. And at last is double selling method. Double selling method. When direct and indirect selling are used collectively, then it is called as double selling method. Means in some areas of that locality direct selling method is involved, but in some area of that very locality indirect selling method is involved. So in that full locality, it is double selling method is a kind of distribution method which has been applied by the peoples who are doing distribution in that particular locality. So this is the full video regarding the channel of distribution in which I have explained you each and every kind of thing. Now in the next video I will discuss about the elements affecting distribution method. Till the time, stay tuned and thank you for listening me, and do subscribe my channel, like my videos, share my videos and subscribe my channel Manish Kumar on my important topics to get all the information regarding BCom, and stay tuned with me. Thank you.